Silent features of ESI Act 1948. So applicability, like I already started with this discussion, like which are the establishment that need to be covered under this particular act. After immediate this lecture, I will give a detail of the one particular document which I have downloaded for you people, and which is from the government website, authorized website, like maybe it is more than 50 pages document, which contain a detail about this particular act. The primarily to all the factories falling into the notified areas using power and the employing 10 or more person. So it is this particular, this act is applicable to this industry or the company or the small group where there are employing 10 employee or more than 10 employee, to all non-power using a factories employing 20 or more person. Okay, so this act applicable to whom? First we will discussing on that. Now section 1 of a 5 enables government. These are always sections are written like one section 1, in that there are also clause. So in one section 1 of clause 5 enables government to extend the scheme to the other category of establishment, and accordingly government has extended the coverage to the following type of a non-factory establishment. So under this category which come like in a non-factory establishment, hotel and the restaurants, road motor transport undertaking, like the drivers, where they are having a they're throughout the day and night they are dealing with the that what we can say, the exporting and importing the your goods, and cinemas and the preview theaters, newspaper establishment, and the shops, normal shops. Even in a mall also there are many shops where more than 10 employees are working together. So if they are employing 20 or more person, these this particular category, are you getting that? Hotel and the restaurants where more than 10 employees are working, road motor transport undertakings, cinemas and the preview theaters, newspaper establishment, and the shops. So even this come under this ESI Act. So they can also register themselves under this ESI Act. Government has also extended coverage to the following categories of establishment employing 10 or more persons. So BD manufacturing and the slate pencil manufacturing. So this was earlier when that act is established in 1948. So in India, we are having a normal, specifically this particular BD manufacturing, like cigarette, it is automated, but BD is here the employee they are preparing by hand, not by machine. Slate pencil. So I don't know whether you people have used the slate pencil during your KG nursery and all that. But we at my time there was a pattern of a slate pencil. So slate pencil manufacturing. So there is a one note is given like applicable to all the above categories of establishment only if they are situated in notified or a covered areas. Different dates for a different area. See, so for that, I have given you this particular gazette notification. In that serial number 1 of 3 clause is given. So when you are applying for this ESI Act under the government law, we being an employer, the employer must be aware about like whether this law is applicable to them or not. Third category is second category is construction worker engaged or putting. Oh, एक second. Putting construction worker engaged for putting up extension to a covered factory need not to be covered till trial run or production run starts. Such extension work is situated away from the now for the construction work also nowadays, because this is a not a united structure. So here government, they have given a special, because what happened in construction means building mall or any individual house building. So here what happened, this type of a work or this is not a regular type or in a continuous pattern. Okay, so this is a specifically unorganized sector where there is no union of a construction workers. So it is very, very difficult to implement the law in this segment. So for an unorganized sector, for such a worker who are working in an unorganized sector, government, they have given a provision of a various law. Okay, so in such extension work is situated away from the existing covered factory. So for that there is a one clarification notification is given under the para 12 of a level. So in according to that, what will happen? In taking head count of a 10 by 12 for determining coverage of establishment, the ESI authorities insist on the following category of person to be included. So in the, there is a management body, okay? They will sanction who will apply or who is eligible to this particular scheme. So the body consists of directors drawing wages from the establishment, all employees on rolls in payroll. Roll means payroll, even if they are on a leave. Leave may be various type of leave, maybe a medical leave, maybe some casual leave or earned leave. All subtitle badli or casual badli kamgar, है ना? Or casual employees drawing wages, all contract employed drawing wages below rupees. Now again, this slab has changed. This is old according to 1948, but rupees 7,500 now it is more than this. I think it's more than 10,000 per month, exclude the contractor. Okay. Now exemption and exclusion from this coverage. All seasonal factories. Now your construction work, even there are many seasonal work or seasonal work, considering suppose there are a certain crackers. Abhi Diwali aane wali hai na, Diwali is coming. So for that, many small unit, they are making a crackers, Diwali crackers. So this is a seasonal factory. Suppose in a rainy season, there is a demand of umbrella, but throughout the year, the company is not preparing or not, they are not manufacturing the umbrella, but this is a seasonal product. So raincoat, umbrella, these are a certain seasonal product, and they have outlet where they are having the factory which is taking care of only a seasonal product. Now here they are recruiting the or they are selecting a candidate only for that time period, not for a throughout the year or not for a throughout permanent in nature. So here we want a seasonal employee, or maybe we can call them a contributory or a time being employee. So for them, all seasonal factories functioning for less than 7 months in a year are also excluded from the scope of the scheme. So the seasonal factory is excluded. So this is given, a detail about this is given in that particular gazette of the government gazette, section 2 of 19A. Okay. Now statutory on a standing order, apprenticeship serial number 219. So this is a law language. So you might be facing some problem to understand this. Under section 87 to 91 of this particular act, government can grant exemption to any establishment or a class of establishments subject to satisfying certain conditions should be enjoying benefit equals or better than under ESI Act. Now employees deployed in non-implemented area for periods exceeding 7 months can apply for individual exemption. So here, who will be the eligible candidate and who is not? So this particular 2-3 slide will focus on that only. So I'm directly jumping on now this is the scope for a term wages. As per the section 2.9, all employee drawing monthly wages not exceeding rupees. This slab is changed. This is we were discussing according to the establishment law in 1948. Are to be enrolled or covered as per Rule 50. The corporation can raise this coverage limit from time to time with the. Now why they are changing? Because definitely you are getting a hike in your salary. Maybe in term of you are calling it as a increment in your salary, and that is a government rule because which matches with the economic condition of your country or your place or your state. For determining a coverage, overtime earning should be excluded, but while paying contribution, it is to be included. So again, many employees, they are getting over wages. Now suppose this is a slab. and then an employee is doing a overtime, maybe in a 2 shift, definitely his earning is more than this. So whether again there is a question whether he is payable of, or he is eligible to this for this scheme or not. Okay, so these are a certain question raises, and so there is a scope to define under this section. Now, these are a certain applicable component in the factory, like a washing allowances. This is the company workers, they are getting these washing allowances, substances allowances, overtime allowances, annual bonus, incentive bonus, production bonus, gift or extra, Diwali gift or bonus, layoff compensation, annual sales and commissions, house rent allowances, night shift, he's getting a certain allowances, conveyance allowances, component, service charges for employees in the hotels, medical allowances, newspaper allowances, education allowances, driver allowances. So here they have given a detail about if the employee is getting such allowances, whether ESI contribution is payable or not. So maybe this is a combined allowances from a worker to the higher authority, because in many time food, milk, tiffin, lunch allowances, there are a certain category of employee, they are not getting this holiday allowances for working on holidays. Okay, so company, there is a separate rule for a separate sector. So holiday allowances, though we education institute, the faculty, teacher or the lecturer, they are getting a holiday means salary for a holiday working. So we are not eligible to get the holiday allowances because we are getting a salary on a holiday. Wages, encashment or surrendered weekly rest off. So many times we are surrendered, suppose we are getting a off and we can surrender, we can encash our leaves. That was a earlier scenario. Maybe I think this particular rule is not applicable nowadays. Suppose you are having this provision of a leave and you have not taken this leave throughout this year, academic year or financial year, you can sell your leaves. That was a earlier provision. You might take this, you can inquire to any of elder in your family, maybe your grandparents, maybe if they are working in a government sector, they can give a detail on like whether this provision was with you in the organization or not. You can encash your leave, or you can sell your leave to the candidate or the employee or your colleague who is in a need of a leave. This is important. Funding of the scheme. The scheme is funded by the collection of employees. Even in this scheme also, like EFI, Employee Provident Fund, there is a contribution from both the party, employees and the employees contribution. The scheme is funded by the collection of employees contribution at 1.75 of the wages and the employees contribution at the rate of 4.75 of the total monthly wages of covered employees, and that is written under the rule 51 and 52 of ESI Act 1948. Now contribution are to be rounded off to the nearest 5 paise rules, like suppose total is near, it goes near about 6 na 7%. All contribution collected in the wage period should be remitted to the ESI corporation through the approved banks before. Now here, like in EFI, there was a before a mid of month, it's like a before 15th of that particular following month, you need to pay the contribution in the respective account. Now here it is said that all contribution collected in the wage period should be remitted to the ESI corporation through approved banks before the 21st of the following month. Even this it's given in the 29 and 31 slab of a total act. No employee's contribution is payable by an employee if his average daily wages or total earning divided by a total number of days work is less than 40. Now it is a less than 70. there is again amendments. I will give a chart of how his ESI Act and EFI, Employee Provident Fund Act, what are the changes over a time per day. So it is written in serial number 42 and rule 52 of Act. Contribution, contribution are collected. Contribution are collected for a block 6 months. Hence, all employee who commence payment should continue payment for a total block, even if his salary has crossed the coverage limit of 70,000 during that period. So, suppose he is getting a hike in a salary, but initially he was earning rupees 70. Still, because he has already have a account in a respective bank, so he is eligible because he already have that particular account in the bank. So I will directly jump on a one that is most important slide. Because all these legal definition. So here it is given a table of like average salary wages are here and what are the benefit they are getting in rupees, because this is applicable to the worker. I'm sharing these slides with you. Please go through these slides because this is a terms which is a law-based terms. There may be a issue if you are not able to understand this. You can deal with me, or we will having a further discussion on the different law sub laws in the this particular act. Okay. So should we stop here?